Oh, hello, art students. Today we are going to be visiting France, okay? And in France, they speak French. And we are going to be looking at using some glue, some construction paper. You get 4 different color choices for your construction paper. And you're going to have, of course, a scissors, okay? All right, so let's begin. We are doing an Henri Matisse. So when you pronounce his name, the French way of saying it, the H is silent. So you say Henri Matisse, okay? All right, and then, first step is we get to choose the background color for our project. And I thought I would choose for my background color. I really like this intense bright pink color. I don't know, I just love it. And then my other 3 colors, I have magenta, violet, and green. So kind of some other cool colors that I get to use. Okay, and I'm gonna start with green for cutting out. So we learned a little bit about Henri Matisse, and we learned that when he became older in age, he wasn't as apt to use his body to do painting anymore. So he actually started using scissors and construction paper. So he would just simply draw with his scissors. So he would cut, and the cutting of the scissors was actually drawing the line. And he made these really kind of neat, curvy, almost like seaweed looking, kind of plant looking cutouts. So I'm just trying to come up with my own fun cutout. And maybe because it's green, it kind of looks like alien fingers a little bit to me, but we're doing the best we can. All right, we're cutting out as we're moving along. Take your time when you're cutting, and it helps to rotate your paper as you're cutting, okay? If you do that, it's less work for your hand to do all the work for you that's holding your scissors. If you use both of your hands, your opposite hand is rotating the paper as your other hand is cutting. If you do that, then it's going to be a lot easier for you, this whole process. This is a really fun shape. And a lot of Henri Matisse's shapes, they had curved lines in them. So I think that's kind of what we're looking for. They weren't really jaggedy or very straight edged like triangles and squares and such. They kind of had these fun, strange, meandering curves to them. They looked very organic shaped. And that term organic shape really refers to like it comes from nature. And because of that, this edge right here, the very edge of my paper, let me see if I can show you on the camera. It looks very flat right here. So I'm actually going to cut this out. And I'm going to take this flat edge right here, and I'm going to round it off a little bit more so it's nice and rounded. There we go. So there I have my first Henri Matisse inspired shape. Not too bad. Then I'm gonna jump into a new color. Let's try this color. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to do this one a little different. And you know, a good strategy that might work for you, unlike the last big chunk of paper I was really, moving around with, it was a lot of paper for me to handle. Maybe I just want to work on a smaller shape. So if you want to just cut out a portion, maybe like a square piece out of your construction paper, you can do this. Take out a chunk, okay? And once you've removed a small chunk of paper, now you can cut out of that small chunk of paper instead of cutting out of the whole gigantic piece. okay? And same thing goes for if you have any scraps or any leftovers, you can be cutting out of those as well. For one, you're saving paper. Basically, you're saving a tree's life. And secondly, it's easier to cut out from, so it's a win-win for everyone. Okay, so I'm going to do kind of another fun Henri Matisse inspired shape. This one's a little bit smaller because I cut out a smaller piece of paper. Just these really fun kind of wobbly, kind of long types of lines here. They almost look like plants. There we go. There's one. Okay. So they kind of look cool. And in a little bit, we're going to configure them and organize them on the paper. But let's just keep focusing on getting some shapes. I'm going to use the little bit of leftovers from that last piece that I just cut out from. So this one's probably going to be a lot smaller. And that's going to bring variety. Okay, so there's another piece. Okay, and maybe I should use some of my magenta. And I think I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna try, I really like that strategy that I just did. I'm gonna cut out a section from my paper, and then I'm going to cut out from that little section that I cut out. So it makes it easier to cut out of a smaller piece of paper than the big chunk. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut out one more shape. And then I'll have all 4 colors, including my background color. And your shapes can look however you want. They don't have to look exactly like mine. They don't have to look exactly like Henri Matisse. But I hope that it inspires you to come up with your own unique ideas. Okay? So after we get a good amount of different colors that we've cut out, we're going to be able to organize them. And I'll show you that in the next video. I'll see you there.